Have you ever stopped to imagine that at this very moment, there might be a strange signal pulsating out there in space, almost like a cosmic heart, sending a message that we mere observers on Earth have not yet been able to decipher? Well, some astronomers have stumbled upon a mysterious object that emits radio signals every 390 minutes, intriguing the scientific community to such an extent that no one can explain with complete certainty what it is. It sounds like something out of science fiction, doesn't it? But don't be fooled. This enigma is completely real and has big names in astronomy racing against time to try to discover its true nature. Today, I'm going to share with you the most impressive details of this story, and I confess that what was found is enough to make even the most skeptical people's hair stand on end. If you like mysteries and are fascinated by everything that is still unknown, stay until the end, because what comes next could change the way we see the universe. It all started in January 2024, when the Australian SK Pathfinder radio telescope, known simply as a SCAP, captured an unusual signal, named a SCAP J183950.50 75635.0, or in simple terms, J18390.756. Until then, nothing too out of the ordinary. Astronomical discoveries happen quite frequently. But upon careful analysis, scientists realized that the signal reappeared in a rhythmic manner every 6.5 hours, creating the longest rotation period ever documented. Curiosity exploded. Could it be an intermittent pulse coming from a rare type of star, or, who knows, some kind of alien device? In search of answers, researchers decided to point other telescopes at the same region of the sky, such as Meerkat and ADCA, in an attempt to understand where so much punctuality came from. Between February and August of the same year, the object was observed at least 13 times. And each time it woke up to emit its radio waves, the amazement of everyone involved grew greater. What makes this discovery so special is that we are talking about a long-period radio transient, a classification that science only began to understand better less than a decade ago. In simpler terms, these transients are sources that emit radio waves at very long intervals, usually between 18 and 54 minutes. But our famous J18390.756 went above and beyond by showing itself to be active in blocks of almost 390 minutes. Furthermore, when the emission begins, it usually appears in periods of 10 to 100 seconds, almost like a lighthouse flashing in the distance. But in this case, it reveals itself for much longer. This is intriguing in itself. But it goes much further. During these pulses, intermediate signals were detected that point to the possibility that the phenomenon was emitted by both magnetic poles of the object, something truly unprecedented and extremely rare to observe. And here we come to the point that sends shivers down your spine. What could be generating these signals? The truth is that there is still no consensus. And it is this gap in knowledge that fuels all kinds of speculation. Some suggest that it could be a white dwarf, a smaller and very dense star. Others bet on neutron stars or extremely magnetized magnetars. And there are even the most daring who question, without fear, whether it could not be something produced by alien civilizations. Of course, this alien hypothesis has much more media appeal than solid scientific basis at the moment, but it was not completely discarded when the first signals of this type are found. Some people are scared, imagining that we could be witnessing some kind of space engine from another advanced civilization, something that we have never even dreamed of building. And let's be honest, our ignorance about the universe is so great that a touch of paranoia sometimes creeps in. The idea that it was a highly magnetized white dwarf, however, was soon questioned. Firstly, because no white dwarf has ever been confirmed to emit coherent radio waves with such intensity. Secondly, the magnetic field strengths required to generate such a powerful emission would be absurdly high, even higher than those of known magnetic white dwarfs. This would make the phenomenon not only rare, but almost impossible to occur. Of course, when we talk about space, impossible is too strong a word, since the universe loves to surprise us. But the probability is very low, leading us to believe that this is not the most plausible explanation. And if it is not a white dwarf, we are left wondering, what could it be then? Is there any risk to us here on Earth? Could this energy reach us and affect us in some way? The fear of a cosmic disaster exists because, in this field of research, with each new discovery, a range of uncertainties also opens up regarding potential impacts in the future. The hypothesis of a neutron star also faces difficulties. Normally, these superdense stars have their radio emissions powered by the rotation and intensity of their magnetic field. However, in the case of J1839076, the luminosity is much higher than that which could be explained by the rotation. In other words, the energy calculation doesn't add up. If it were just a neutron star as we know it, it shouldn't shine so brightly. Here comes a clue that leads us to another type of object that is even more exotic: magnetars. These bodies are essentially neutron stars, but with extraordinarily strong magnetic fields, capable of creating powerful and even dangerous emissions if we were too close. The thought of a magnetar already gives us the chills, since these stars are considered some of the most extreme and violent objects in the universe, capable of generating explosions and electromagnetic flares of great proportions. As if that weren't enough to get the imagination going, scientists are still trying to fit J1839076 into existing theoretical models of magnetars, because although this is the most plausible explanation for now, there is still no conclusive evidence. In other words, it could be something similar to a magnetar, but with differences significant enough to raise the flag that we are facing a new category of object. And this is where the craziest theories gain strength again. Could there be cosmic phenomena that we have not yet cataloged capable of emitting such strong and regular signals? What if it is something that can even teach us about the formation and evolution of stars, and even the cosmic fabric around us? Some fear that if not even our most advanced models can explain this mystery, we may be walking blindfolded in the dark, ready to come face to face with something that we will not easily understand. To put everything into perspective, it is worth remembering that in recent years we have had some scares in astronomy, such as the famous FRBs, fast radio bursts, those rapid radio pulses that for a time were also pointed out as possible alien signals. Some of these FRBs showed a strange periodicity, but nothing as prolonged as long-period radio transients. In several cases, it was later discovered that they were natural sources, linked to neutron stars or phenomena associated with very strong magnetic fields. But the big difference with the object that we are affectionately calling J1839 is precisely this window of almost 6.5 hours between them, which seems to defy scientists' imagination. This is not the first time that reality has presented us with an enigma like this, but the expectation is that future generations of telescopes, mainly international networks of radio telescopes that will be active in the coming years, will be able to shed definitive light on this great mystery. Until then, all we can do is speculate, research, analyze, and, most importantly, keep an eye on each new piece of data that emerges. For some astronomers, this discovery may be the key to better understanding the evolution of magnetic fields and compact objects enriching our knowledge of magnetars and neutron stars. For others, it is the possibility of reviewing concepts that we thought were consolidated in astrophysics, generating new theories and, who knows, driving a true revolution in the way we view our place in the universe. The truth is that at this very moment, everything is up in the air. And until the answers arrive, all that remains is to deal with that mix of excitement and fear of the unknown. After all, dealing with forces of this magnitude is facing the great secrets of the cosmos, which may very well transcend everything we understand as safe or understandable. But what about you? What do you think of this whole story? Are we on the verge of discovering a new class of cosmic objects? Or is there a possibility that something completely unexpected, perhaps even of artificial origin, is sending us these signals? Leave your opinion here in the comments, because I really want to know what you think about this astronomical mystery. If you enjoyed the subject, don't forget to leave your like to help the channel grow even more, and take the opportunity to subscribe if you haven't already, because there are many intriguing stories ahead. See you in the next video.